There's been a temporal disturbance in the 27th century. It's happening in the Lurs system. Vorgon.
Hello, welcome back to Star Trek Online. Today is going to be the regular stream. Excuse me as I adjust myself. So, and I forgot what I was going to say. Basically, we're going to be starting after one mission, the Breen arc. And good evening to you, Ace of Thorns. So, first of all, just clear off these things because they're going to get on my dinglies. Yep. Start that off. Nope, I've got no duty assignments. Collect that.
Congratulations.
And that, oh yeah, the Breen arc is actually quite good fun. I do enjoy it. It's one of the better ones. I've still got loads of stuff I need to break down, which I meant to do earlier, but take a quick moment to do this whilst people are getting into the stream. What's that one? Quick fix. Now that can go. Now all this time I've been waiting to get shield ones and I don't need them anymore. What's that? It's a level. Okay, I guess just keep that for now. Yes, I just realised what I just said. This I wasn't actually doing anything disgusting. Right. Almost there. Can I discard that? Discard that one. Shame I can't do anything with these. It's only the ones I looted. I don't need those. Discard. Salvage. And more salvage. Salvage that as well. And one of those. And one of those. One of those. Yeah. Just have a quick look, see if I've got anything I can use to salvage on first of all, because I've got enough now. So say for example, let's say I want to tweak that's X arc damage. Yeah, okay, let's try this one. So if I go to re-engineer, and say for example, I want to keep control that and lock and damage, but I'm not too fussed about crit H. Now I've got enough to do that, so let's just see, just for a laugh, what I get. And I get accuracy. Alright, that's it. That's basically how it works, is you decide, that's a interesting way of doing things. I can't discard food. Also I can't salvage food. Right, I'll do for now. And it's going to be relatively easy to get salvage and dilithium, as you can see. But first of all, we need to do another mission. Vorgon Conclusions. Yes. So,
There's been a temporal disturbance in the 27th century. It's happening in the Lurs system. Vorgon mercenaries are targeting a scientist named Cal Dano. This is big. We must keep Dano and his research out of Vorgon hands. I've transmitted the temporal coordinates. Meet me there.
sure. Ooh, I guess, I know what that is. A Vogon Tetron discharge prism. Sounds disturbingly
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, what's happening with your face? Right, so now go to the future. Oh, it only costs 20,000 credits. I was thinking that once I get to the end of the storyline with this character, and whilst I will be doing like the fleet stuff as well, I might recreate one of my Klingon characters, the Nausicaan pirate, just because he was probably one of my favourite excuse me, one of my favourite Klingon characters to play as, just going around and basically stealing stuff. So I might recreate him. Or I might recreate as a her. I don't know. I haven't decided.
Time shift complete. Permission to come aboard?
Yeah, you had the I forget the name of the ship type, but it was one of the ones that could have like the Orion slavers, so they could go around and like steal goods and stuff like that.
Cal Dano is stationed here at a Daystrom Institute research facility. The Vorgans may already have what they came for. Bring us into scanning range. We need to find out.
Okay.
He's a brilliant scientist who recently completed work on a quantum phase inhibitor known as the Tox-Utat. While it was designed for peaceful purposes, the Tox-Utat could be a powerful weapon in the wrong hands. Hands like those of the Vorgons.
Now, I don't know if anybody who's familiar with the Tox-Utats, but basically it is the item that Picard was involved with when he had one of his few vacations on Risa. Scanning the Vorgons. I keep wanting to say Vorlons.
It's highly likely the Vorgons are at Cal Dano's research facility trying to get what they want. I'll take point on this one. I need you to keep an eye on that Vorgon ship and its crew. They might send reinforcements, or open fire from orbit.
I can handle them. Right, that is a big ship, but I can handle them. That's the one yet where he met Vash, and Picard, Q decided he was going to sort of pop along and say hello, I think. Or am I thinking of another episode?
The Vorgons have cornered Cal Dano. Engaging them now.
Warning. Ship. Right shield failing.
Battleship's pretty tough. I think one of the ones I have to take down shields first, so just try a bit of
Target's shields have failed.
there we go. Yeah, once the shields are there.
Left shield failing.
Reverse shield clarity, yeah, so you like that.
Core shield failing.
That might be the one I'm thinking of. I know he does turn up and makes things interesting for Picard on quite a regular basis.
Right shield failing. Core shield failing.
Come on.
Hull integrity 75%. Left shield failing.
The Vorgons have beamed out after our disagreement.
I'm surprised.
This is Baratas, commander of the VSV Amarel. You are interfering with the private matter that does not concern you. Identify yourself.
You fight on my ship, you dickweed.
My name is Azure. Baratas and I pursue a researcher named Cal Dano, and have been for some time.
Yes.
He has created a weapon of mass destruction. A very...
This is Barata.
Yep.
Cal Dano's safe. For now. We're ready to beam up.
What happened there? Oh. That's how you want to play it, is it? Come on. Getting closer. Bit here, closer.
Since these Vorgons aren't of this era, destroying them won't disrupt the timeline.
Target's shield has failed.
Wasn't that one where Worf as well, he grabbed the loot, just broke it? Yeah. Something else.
Shield has failed.
Oh dear.
Caldano must fulfill his personal destiny. I've given him my time ship to do so. Please clear it for launch. Trust me on this. I can always get another ship.
That sounds a bit weird, but whatever.
More Vorgons. We need to cover Cal's escape. Almost there. Just keep the Vorgons busy a bit longer.
That I can do. Let's take out the cruiser first. He's probably the biggest threat.
He made it. The time ship is safely on its way.
And I've just leveled as well. Okay.
This is a temporary setback. Your interference will not keep us from Caldano or the Tox Uthat. History can be changed, as you will see.
Look, I've just blown up several of your ships. You want to give it, bring it on. But right now, it's over. I say you want to play it, is it?
The Arborel just engaged a temporal drive. They're gone. The Vorgons know a lot about the Tox Uthat and its history. They'll want to reach a pivotal point in its timeline. There! I have them. Reading a new temporal ripple. In the year 2152. Unfortunately, I can't ask Captain Archer to get involved in this one, so if you don't mind. Temporal course laid in. Ready when you are.
Punch it. Secure Vulcan Cruiser and the Enterprise. Folian and Caliban signatures. Looks like there's a fight going on. I do like that Reaver shields. I mean, just look at it. Makes it all like, almost like chrome.
The time ship, or what's left of it, is currently on Enterprise, along with the body of Caldano. He wound up here after a temporal incident that ended his long life and career. The Vorgons don't know this, however. We can't let them endanger Enterprise or her crew. Also, we should stay out of Enterprise's sensor range.
Oh, I
They
wish
haven't
it was
detected us
Bakula
yet,
time.
but let's not tempt fate.
But yes, this is the episode where they get. Well, we are in the time frame of the episode where they get that weird ship on the NX.
History shows you have a habit of meddling in the affairs of others.
Kettle, pot. Hi.
We believe it is time to break you of that habit.
Yeah, that's funny. I was about to say the same thing to you. Come on.
Core shields failing. Target shields have failed.
Yeah.
All integrity below 75%.
Instant hull regen. Thank you, miracle worker.
Target shields have failed.
Untouched remote? Oh, good.
Right shield failure. All integrity below 75%.
Get a bit of distance from them. Walk for explosions and all that.
Rear shield failing. All integrity below 50%.
Oh dear, they're sending reinforcements. What a shame. What a shame.
All integrity below 75%. Core shields failed. Target shields have failed. Target shields have failed.
Nice. So if you've ever watched Enterprise, that's the the episode where they find that weird Sullivan ship. It turns out to be this guy.
Unidentified vessels. You are temporal anomalies. You do not belong. Your chronoton signature matches a vessel we seek. We will know why. Submit to investigation, or you will be purged.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Tholian Captain, we are not aligned with these interlopers. In fact, we would be happy to ally with you against them.
The Lion's proposal refused. You are anomalous.
See?
They are anomalous. You will all be purged.
Alright, let's bring it on.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target shields have failed.
Oh, that phaser Lotus is awesome. again, let's try and take out the Arbor first because they're more of a threat.
Left shield failing.
In the meantime,
More shields failing. Target shield has failed.
I can spin around, just point myself in the right direction, which would be very helpful. Still not as bad as yesterday when I got stuck in Deep Space Nine. There's those. And those.
Target shield has failed. 75%. More shields
Yeah, once his shield's gone, much easier to attack that damage.
The Arborels are forming a temporal shunt. They're escaping!
Again.
Target shield has failed.
Cool, they do like just running off, don't they?
There's a Vulcan rescue team on its way to aid the Dakir. We should leave before they arrive and ask questions we're not prepared to answer.
Gotcha.
Scanning for the Vorgons now. Ah, of course. They're heading to the Risa system in 2366. The Toxu Tot was buried there, and it's about to be discovered by Jean-Luc Picard.
And that's where it was destroyed.
That's the official record, yes.
What?
Truth is, Captain Picard realized the scientific value of the Toxu Tot and faked its destruction to fool the Vorgons. It worked. Until now. I'm reading a new disturbance. Sol System 2375. They know where it is. Course locked in. Are you ready for transit?
Oh yeah. Whilst that's loading up, I'm going to very quickly do a little message to let one of the Reddits know that I am live. So it'll just take but a second. I shall do that after this mission. I'm not entirely sure what time zone we're in at the moment now. I'm in the 24th century, there you go. So yes, technically it is Stuart time. Or... oh, we're at the Breen attack. Oh. There you go, there's the time frame for you. During the Breen attack on Earth.
The Toxu Tot is here, in a high security vault. I assume the Vorgons are taking advantage of the chaos and the heavy damage to infiltrate the security facility and steal the Toxu Tot.
Oh, pity the ruse didn't last.
It held up for quite some time. I suspect our Vorgon friends are getting some help. History shows them giving up the hunt after their failure at Risa.
Well, they're here now, and we've got to stop them. Look, fighting the Breen. We're doing a lot of that in the next few missions.
Target shield has failed. Left shield failing. Target
These are tough. I mean, my weapons just aren't effective against them. Right, so that's one done. Oh, that's the frigates. Okay, this should be a bit easier. Slide right into the middle. And then boom! Oh, we've got tractor beams. Bastards. Oh, that's how you want to play it, is it?
Shields have failed. Shields have failed.
Let's have a Lotus. Ah. You don't like it was done back to you, do ya? Yeah, these definitely seem to be resistant to the little phaser fire on their shields.
Target's shield has failed. Four shields failing. Rear shields failing.
Oop, lost all my shields. Yeah, I'm gonna make this.
Right shields failing.
But I'm surprised there's not more starships in orbit around Earth. Or even where's... Oh, there's Starbase one over there. Oh, we've got a battleship now, have I? Clear path to Earth. Earth's right there! I can literally see it. I can go around it. Ugh. Right.
Warning. Target's shields have failed.
Okay, that seems to work on the big ships. Slow down and just hit them with everything I've got. I thought it did. Unless they're like round the other side of the planet and it just happens to be, you know, where I am at the moment. I've come from like one side and the attacks on the other side. But yeah, because if you look, that's India,
Rear
stuff
shields
like that.
failing.
So if the Breen were going to attack anyway, they would attack Starfleet headquarters, which is in San Francisco. So that's around the other side of the planet right now.
Let's take advantage of this lull in the battle to beam down, while we still can. Are you ready to beam down to Starfleet HQ?
Sure. Ah, yes, because they're trying to invade. Alright. Make sure everything's. That's it. All equipped. Right, focus fire, as per usual. Uh-oh. Destroyed my grenade launcher. Yeah. They're attacking San Francisco, so that's why I couldn't see the fleet that side. Okay, that does make more sense.
We should probably ask that researcher what he knows.
Oh, thank God you're not Breen. This is a nightmare. I think they're heading to the vault. What's left of my research team grabbed phasers from a security station and decided to hold the line. Against Breen soldiers. Complete, utter insanity. Please, help them.
That I can do.
Enemy targets on sensor.
Good old TR11's TR6.
Thanks for the assist. Anything I can help you with?
TR116. It's teleporting bullets that ignores shields. Okay. Oh yes, they're basically working on destroying the
Thanks for the help.
Starfleet.
The Breen thought Starfleet scientists couldn't fight. As you can see, they were greatly mistaken.
Oh yeah.
Funny you should mention that. We have. One of my team picked up 2 Vorgon life signs in the vault on local sensors, just before the Breen came to call. I notified security, for all the good that did. Let me buzz you in. Main access is over here.
After you. Let's try this something. So I'm just going to quickly make a Reddit post to let, because there's certain certain Reddit posts, certain Reddit subreddits you're allowed to post in to let people know you're streaming, and I've managed to find one, so I'm just going to quickly do that. See how well that does. Alright, shut the door.
Damn! This thing's a total loss. I can open up secondary access for you, but you should know, the Breen made it in there. Could be rough going.
Don't worry, we can handle it. Probably one of the best attacks in the game, in my opinion. That orbital bombardment, and you can do it indoors. And my other engineers, and I'm unconscious. Shit. As it comes to getting a bit too cocky, and my guy just ran right off ahead. He's a bit of a nutter.
Shield losing power.
Take him out, take him out. The Cairo and the Enterprise. Basically assisting. Blue, green, right, okay. I always get a bit nervous doing those puzzle things. Don't know why. There they are.
I have brought you this far, and you still will not join me?
No, Envoy. Your war with the Federation doesn't concern us.
Only the Tox Uthot matters. Nothing else. We are not alone in that pursuit, as you can see.
Just
These must be the members you spoke of, Boratus. Kill them quickly.
don't get too close. Have you set me on fire, you little bastards? Bloody hell, these guys are harder than I thought. Right. Try that again. Focus fire.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Focus fire. Take them out. One at a time. One down. Again, focus fire.
Shield losing power.
We were so close.
Azure, no! No! Envoy, show yourself!
Having trouble, are we? You see now the depths our foes will go to, Boratus. Join me, and you'll have your revenge. I swear it.
What's somebody
Very
can you
well.
say that?
I will
Join
follow
me.
your lead, Envoy. For vengeance.
Vengeance, indeed.
Hello. What's going on with that? There's some weird shit going down with Daniels at the moment.
I'll be fine. We need to focus. Find the Tox Uthot.
How the fuck did you get injured like that?
I'm afraid that's need to know information. And right now, you don't need to know. I'm sorry, but there are things bigger than this to worry about.
Alright, one day you're going to tell me about this and I know I'm not going to be happy. Right. Right, so 4 places to try. And this artifact is designation Fnord. Use of this redacted. Section 31. Oh, right. Whatever the hell that is. Okay, so let's try this one south of here. I think there's some decent lighting in here. This is the original M5. Interesting. So what's over? So this is basically like the warehouse from Indiana Jones. Here we go, Toxeltat. Not yet, because there was one over here. I want to see if I can read about that. Oh, it's not allowing me to read it. Alright, beam us up. That would not surprise me if I found the Ark of the Covenant in this. As, yeah, don't open. Oh, too late. He's already opened it. Or Stargate, or something like that. That would be interesting. Yeah. Get out of my head, Charles. Alright. Okay.
As I said before, that information is need to know only. You knowing it could have an impact on future events. I apologize. But for now, it's my secret to bear. What's important is stopping the Envoy and his allies.
Well,
We might not be so lucky next time.
So I'm going to take the shields.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Because I need one. Okay. Now, what I will do is, I will add some more into my Miracle Worker. Let's see. I'm trying to read. Don't do that. Okay. Oh, so that can get rid of damage over time things. That can make movement. That can shield drain. Automatic leak detection. Wow, how the hell have I got 7 specialisation points and not even realised? Sounds great. Let's just get the old lot. Yo, yeah. Heal criticals, yes please. Heal critical chance, damage resist when using the heal. That makes me tougher. Let's do one of each. God, this is going to make me one tough little. Oh, I'd love to have a attack, or whatever the. Here we go. Start of the Breen. Let's do this. Defra. If I was going to have anything, I'd have from Stargate. It would probably be. It's going to be a bit cheesy,
The
but.
Lucari call this system home. Some of our neighbors, like the Deferi and the Denobulans, have been most welcoming. Others, like the Nakul and the Zenkathi, have been somewhat cold and distant, even hostile.
That's new. Yeah, as I was saying, if I could have anything from the Stargate series, it would be Atlantis, the city ship. Right, so bloody escort missions. the Asgardian ships are pretty cool. The O'Neill class. That was freaking hilarious when they did that. That's how each class that they named after the SG team was basically, you know, appropriate for them. Like the Jackson class was a scientific vessel and things like that. Let's go back into tactical mode. Oh, he's buggered off. And it's got a jamming technology. Sneaky gits. Then there you go. Talk to the ambassador. Has been left to differ. Interesting place, Defra. Or Defera, however you want to pronounce it. Again, make sure I've got my buff there. Tell me. Again, preservers, they're like the ones who seeded the humanoid races throughout the galaxy. Oh, that's how you want to do it, is it?
Enemy target on sensor. Personal shield losing power.
Yeah, 2 can play that game. Gits. Let's just take the anti-clockwise route. No particular reason.
Personal shield losing power.
Again, focus fire.
Enemy combat.
Makes it a bit easier.
Proximity.
To get an engineering kit for something that was practically useless. So if I take out this group, I wonder if I can give all my crew the same weapon. I imagine it won't be cheap to do that, but it'd be interesting to all have these rifles. That's yeah, if I take out those ones and then head to the ruins. No, you're not the only person. I think that was pretty much commented on when the Breen were first introduced. but they looked very similar to the mask that Princess Leia wore in Return of the Jedi. To be fair, there's probably only like a limited amount you can have those sort of masks before they start looking like each other. That's it, chuck a grenade. So look, when you put down a medical generator or shield generator, put it down near me. You daft buggers. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. You know, just like bimbling around by the bins, it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, this looks good for a new race. Or perhaps, you know, the other logic is that the person who designed the Breen mask was a great fan of Return of the Jedi, and without even realising, has designed it, you know, hands it off to people who make the props and whatnot, and only later then just gone, oh. These new shields are definitely opening a little bit. God damn the Breen and the cold-based weapons. See, look, you put it down over there, and I'm here. You need to put it next to me. Daft bastards. See, I think my crew is. You know what? Let's see if I can improve their gear. You go, have that. Give you a little better effect. Have some yeah, that'll do. So take out the Breen again. See, that's what you're supposed to do. You put it down right next to me. You're learning. Yeah, but the thing is, the only reason why you managed to break through the defences to attack Earth, which, by the way, isn't my homeworld, was because I wasn't there. Ooh, that felt painful. Keep firing, assholes. Or isn't like FOT a slang term for that hoe over there? Bit of a strange one. Don't agree with it myself, but I know some twits used it. Okay, come on. I just want to fight people. In the game, I mean. That's one way of putting it. Let's go into tactical mode. Hit him. Fucking tractor beams. Bastard.
Rear shield failing.
Oh, very nice. Just for life, I called in some reinforcements. And they've sent me in a Concorde class. Sweet. No problems, I'm going to do that once every 15 minutes.
Shield has failed.
Yeah, those tractor beam mines are definitely fun little things to have.
Rear shields failing.
I'm surprised the thing just exploded on my bum. Alright, no problem. Yeah, you can come aboard. Right. No, I don't blame you. No, it's going to be an interesting Thursday. See, I was having a look at a few of the other mods that were available for Knights of the Old Republic, but I thought, no, I will, apart from graphics mod, I want to keep it sort of mostly vanilla for this one, unless something crops up that makes me think, oh no, this needs a mod, or this is really getting on my bits and pieces. So for the most part I will be keeping it standard, just to say there'll be a few well, they're more graphics tweaks rather than improvements, because obviously there's a limit to what the engine can do. I don't want to know. That's it, we're done. But yeah, welcome to my ship, bye bye. I know there was a Thomas the Tank Engine mod for Skyrim, which was absolutely hilarious. And it wouldn't surprise me if there was one for anime things as well. Still, someone somewhere must have done it. Right, let's go with the polarized parabolic deflector.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Let's put that on the ship as well. Yeah. Okay. Just save that loadout first of all. There was one, again, Thomas the Tank Engine mod somebody did. I think it's called Thomas the Dank Engine, as in D-A-N-K. That's interesting. Now don't do the dailies. Next one will be Breen Transphasic Cluster Torpedo. Yeah, I'll be having one of those. Let's see what can I get rid of. Just again. Scar, yep. Salvage. Now I'll keep that for my Jemadar guy. Salvage that. Right, next part. Out in the cold. As you can tell, all the Breen missions have nods towards cold in the name. First of all, another skill to trait. Let's go with... yeah, let's go with that. It makes me tougher when I use a heal. Oh yes, this one. Right, distress signal. As per normal, tactical mode engaged. Let's go and help them. Fly around the arse of the comet. There's the Teferi. And there's the Breen once again. Take out these frigates. It's actually not as easy as I thought. Ah, there you go. You destroyed 20 Breen ships. That's weird. Where's the ship? Oh, it's over there. It's really cool, like you fly along with a comet. Or several, or one that's been fragmented, however you want to look at it. There it is. Look, my trails. They've got all rainbowy. These also got red, green, blue. It looks together lovely. Spin around. Additional Breen detected.
Rear shields failing.
Yeah, whatever. Balance shields. Oh, there you are.
Four shields failing. Three shields failing.
That'll take down my shields, didn't they?
Target shield has failed.
think getting a, I forget what the name of the modules, like an RCS accelerator or the tachyotic converter, just to give us that little bit of extra turning speed, and just make it pretty sweet. Repulsive wind, it's insane. And we've got no more shields on that side. Come on, blood. There we go. Okay. Oh, plasma weapon projectile damage. Ugh. Xavier. I'm going to auto-navigate. Give me a chance to sort out my infantry whilst I'm here. Salvage that. Salvage. Salvage. And salvage. And discard. Sort. Didn't take too long to get there. Fight more Breen. Right. Let's get yourself ready. Okay, got a warship as well, okay. Still, I am focusing more on the tanky abilities of these with my miracle worker specification. That doesn't make it easy for me to survive, but it does mean the fight's go on just a teeny bit longer. You can take my shields out, but I just regenerate them again. And I think my fire's got a bit crazy. Now listen out if my shields fail. I think we've got some form of reflective armour on. Give it a distance so I can turn around. It's better. Oh, so that's how you play it, is it? Right, let's take up the warship then, let's take out you little frigates. I'll call you the bastards. Gonna do this. That's better. Although it takes a few seconds to charge up, that phase lotus can be quite devastating. But it's not one you want to put on, you know, big powerful attacks like that. You don't want to put on auto fire. Where's that last ship gone? Where is he? There they are. If I'm getting close, and then I'll hit him with a temple shockwave.
Ship is under attack.
And down. Two. Three. Yay! Time to beam down. Zarya. Alright, which one of you idiots just did that? I'm supposed to save that for when we're being injured. Ooh. Okay, these cryo weapons are damn annoying. Fun. Two complete that game. Bastard. Yeah, this is the fun when you get knocked over, is it? One inhibitor, two more to go. Again, let's fuck up these breeds. And I built the shield behind it. Stupid idiot that I am. Note to self, deploy the shield first. Take him out quick. It's because sod cryo damage. There should be two more inhibitors down here somewhere. And that's pretty much what this weapon does. it's not, in terms of DPS, it's probably not the best weapon in the game. Actually, I might have enough to get that now. Ah, I don't. In my opinion, the best hand-to-hand weapon in the game, or ground combat weapon, is this, the Boolean Heavy Cannon. It's basically a ship's weapon. It's another one of the sort of ones that it can do a lot of damage at higher levels, and other engineers got one, and it's a friggin' amazing weapon, it really is. But it costs low B, so yeah, that's pretty much what this wing does. It's where is it? Ground gear these. I mean, other weapons are pretty cool, but yeah, it's just there. It's basically a disruptor cannon from Into Darkness, I think it was, with Khan, and you know, he just grabs a weapon off a ship and uses it as his personal weapon. That's the weapon from it. Another good one to use as well is the Herald Staff. You can also, basically you can heal you whenever you use it. I think you're right, yeah, I think considering how small my character is, yeah, it would be like from his toe to above his head, but I've got a feeling some of the weapons scale. And oh, hello. No, you sit down, madam. Don't sit there. You'll get yourself caught up in my cables. Thank you. Yes, it says I'm he. Oh, so I've got to defeat you now. Oh, what a shame. I've actually done her usual mocking of me as I die. This guy is pretty strong. It's his damn cryo weaponry. I've got very little defense against him. Didn't like that, did you? Yeah, let's get out. We can find a whole bunch of Mr. Freezes. This is pretty much what the Breen are. Firebenders, yeah, that would be quite handy. Transphasic cluster torpedo.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Ooh, what have I not a trait slot? Yay! I think I've just hit level 60. I have just hit level 60. Huzzah! Right. Okay, so let's yeah, let's get this on here as well. Okay, let's take that actually. I see. After I sprint. Okay, interesting. I've been held by. I can get T6 ships now. Right. So I've got a choice. Do I continue with the missions, or do I go back to Starbase and pick up my ship? I think I'm gonna have to go back to Starbase and pick up my ship. Get myself a new toy. There's a few. I know there's a few ships you can't get until level 60, so I just wait until I hit level 60, because it's basically this. The ship I pick now is going to be my main ship. Whereas I will get other ships and use them to get the traits and whatnot. The one I'm going to pick now will be the main ship I will be using for the rest of this character's life. So that's why I like to wait until level 60. I mean, I think some of them you can pick up like level 55 or things like that, but it's like picking your favourite class or something like that. Because then once you pick your ship, you're basically just going to be keeping on improving it and improving it and improving it, rather than rebuilding, having a new ship, reconfiguring it, and so on. So it's always got to be just to have at least one ship that will be your main. At least that's the way I've always done it. It seems to work for me. So also I need to clear out my infantry a bit again. Oh, what the hell? that was an impressive alien. Right, so first of all, let's go to the bank and inventory and clear out some of my rubbish. Oh, now because I'm doing the daily mission as well, I've also got the emotes. So just, where's the emotes? I have got blood wine, and he just stuck it in his beard. Right. That's it. Another reason why I want to wait until 60 is I can now start doing the reputation things. But I needed to have these reputation tokens. That's another reason why I wait until level 60 before I do lots of stuff, because this is... Ugh, that sounds disgusting. I mean, I don't actually have much of a beard myself, but occasionally I have caught stuff in it and gone, ugh. Like if I had like spicy chicken, it's ugh. Right. So what these tokens do, they're from my other characters, and they allow me to claim sponsorship. And what sponsorship does is it makes leveling the reputations twice as quick. Which, if you're going to get stuff for particular reputation, it just makes things so much easier. It's a shame you can't sort of stack them up and like have multiple versions of it, but otherwise you then end up with doing one mission, suddenly you get all 5 tiers of rep unlocked. But the one I'm going to be focusing on will be Iconian. Because that, in my opinion, has some of the best gear for generic stuff. Not saying the other ones are bad, it's just, again, personal preference. So now, they've gone through. Yeah, it looks like those have gone through. Put those back in the bank then. Okay. Let's get stuff out the bank. This... Yeah, so fleet credits. This is why I put all this stuff in the bank. Because a few of these, again, don't unlock until you hit level 60. That's the one I think. So if I discard that, that's why, because I had duplicates of it. These basically give you, I suppose you could call them reputation points and tokens. So let's claim that. That gives me a simulated cruiser Admiralty card. This gives me another Phoenix. This I want to put back in the bank because I don't need that just yet. Same for that. Same for that. Let's go with... Yeah, let's focus on Iconium for now. Well, these can't give me Iconiums. Ah, there you go. Where's it gone? Temple Agent? Yeah. 1,000 Iconium marks. Lovely jubbly. I'll keep these for now until I decide what non I want to use. And that's my ambassador, my Enterprise C. It can go there. Go there as well. That can go in there. That can go there, and so can that. Salvage that one. Again, salvage that. Salvage. Discard. You can go in there. Let's keep those. Let's go and sell those. So now I've done this, I can now go to Reputation, Iconium, start doing the daily projects. I've got 2,000 marks to use, so that's going to last me a while. And I get a Radiant Anti-Proton Sniper Rifle. Ooh. That gives me... I can't just... So there's anti-proton damage, and there's a small chance it gives me extra hit points. So basically, it's a small chance that it can heal you. Just get rid of the rubbish in my inventory, and then go pick on the ship. So I clear as much of my inventory first, so when I dry dock the Highlander, I'll have all the room to put all the gear on properly. And as I master each ship that I've got, I will basically temporarily use that ship and then go on to another one. It'll make sense. And keep that. Keep the water hatching. Yes, go. I've got loads of crap to sell. But some things I do not want to sell. Like those fighters. Some of these I really do want to keep though. They're pretty good, so I'll probably end up sticking those back in my inventory. There you go. Ground Warfare Specialist. Basically gives me a bonus when I'm fighting Borg on the ground. And an extra duty officer. That's better. Now here's the question. What ship do I want to use? I've narrowed it down to probably 3 choices so far. One is the T6 version of what I'm currently flying. Another is the Temple Dreadnought, and the third one is not there because that's the wrong thing. I want a new starship, please. Right, so I want T6. C. Now these aren't too bad, but I haven't got those yet. Got the Guardian Cruiser. No. No. No, don't want the battle ones. That's the pilot ships or the variations of the Defiance. See, this is the one I was thinking about, the Heavy Destroyer. But it's more of a tactical, much more of a tactical ship than the other one. But it does have a decent turn rate of 14 before you factor in everything else. So that's option 1. So the T6 version of what I've already got. There's the Advanced Escort, the Hestia, but I've already got another character who uses that, and he's specifically spec'd out to use the Hestia. The Dreadnought Cruiser. And personally, I think that looks friggin' amazing. But it requires Zen. That's the Jupiter. Yes, T6 Jupiter. See, this is where we start getting to ones that I can do. Got the Temple vessels. See, this is more of a science ship. There's the Escort, which has got again base turn of 16. There's Cruiser. Looks like a weird cousin to the Universe class. There's the Battle Cruiser, the Paladin, and somehow just got a Gamma Quadrant dribble. I think it appeared in my bank. Let's go and look at it. You've got, this was the other one I was talking about. It's basically a carrier. Got the science vessel, or you've got this ship. Now this is a pure tactical ship. I mean, look at the base rates turned on that. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tactical stations, 2 universal bridge officers, and a base rate of 22. Yeah. And you've got the T6 Vesta, Tellarite. Oh, that's such. I mean, I try not to look at ships by how they look, but seriously, that's not a pleasant ship to look at. And you've got the Miracle Worker ships. But again, these are yeah, it does, it looks like a spur. These are Zen ships as well. So like I say, this will be my main ship. It will be either this one or where's she gone? The Heavy Destroyer. See. I mean, I do like. Where's she got in? That ship, because it's basically a sort of a all-in-one almost kind of ship, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you look at this one, it's got less stations, but it's got 2 universal ones. So it's like, this one's got a better turn rate, but it's more of a science vessel. Temple battle cruiser. The escort. So these are all the ships I will be picking up at some point just to get the trait. But this is going to be literally the main ship that I'll be focusing on. So let's look at these other stats and see what it gives me. Weapon system synergy. Each stack provides a small boost to projectile damage and a small boost to projectile damage stations. I think it's going to have to be this one. Yeah. I think it will have to be this one. Yeah. Yeah, let's go for it. Because what I can then do is, because it's got the command engineering station, I can equip Lita, my hologram Lita, as one of the bridge officers. But I'm going to rename that because I don't like that. Again, NX just for laughs. No. Links. Nope. Bear. Laos. Cleopatra. Nope. Chickasaw. Devonian. Not bad. Cilia. Persian. Hamburg. Melrose. Brussels. Merrimack. Mantioba. Chicago. Ranchi. Sumatra. Tuscan. Sinclair. Enter a name. Winnipeg. Celtic. Nagasaki. Pretoria. Claudie. Nova. Corsair. If anyone's got any good suggestions, then I'm more than willing to. Britannia, Fairland, Canton, Venice, Jamaica, whatever my own accord. Finland, USS Dory. All right. What's it? Trafalgar. No, go with Dory. Just because it's a derpy name for a derpy ship. Now, first of all, I need to select that as my main ship. Again, I can always change the name later if need be, so it's not a major. The Arkham. Just dry dock. I was thinking of the fish from Finding Nemo. Right, so this is again equip all of those. In the meantime, I am going to make sure that's equipped properly, which it is. Let's move that up to engineering. Oh yeah, how much cash have I got? Oh, I've only got 300. Yeah, the M6 tactical. I've already got one of those. Temple destabilization measure. That sounds good for science. That can go there. Yeah, again, let's go with the Riemann shields for laughs. Let's put it on the front. Where's my butt mines? They can go at the back. Oh, there you go. That's the other one that can go there. And what else can I have? What else can I have? What's the point? Yeah, do I want to have these transphasic torpedoes at the front, or should I have those at the back? destructive projectile that deploys mines. Now, what is that just now? I'll have that up the front as well, so I can get another one of these weapons. Okay, see what other engineering consoles I've got. Again, these are just fillers until I can get something better to go in their place. So yes, I know they are crap, but I can't do much about it right now. Okay, so I've got nothing to go in there right now. So let's see, make sure that these okay. I've really equipped the heavy weapon. Right. Let's configure a customized mine ship. Discover uniform there. That's randomised, so I get something I like. Let's have a look, see if I can change those in the cells. Well, the Chimera ones are pretty nice. Okay, let's keep it all like that. Right. Now, setting up the crew stations. See this, I need to have, let's commission Hololita to be one of my bridge officers. But first of all, I need to promote her so she can use all her abilities. Oh, she's a intelligence one. Ah, crud. Oh well, never mind. Then... okay, not a problem. Let's have that person there. Let's have... ooh, that sounds interesting. Boarding party. Okay, let's go with that. And that's one. Another tactical. That one. And this is universal. Oh, these two are universal ones. So what I want then is if I have Lita on this one, so I can have 5 beam fires at will again, and I want to have another engineering or science in these ones. Ooh, gravity well. Yes, that sounds very nice. But ooh, if I equip Uhura, I get that one, and the shield polarity. So actually, yeah, that will probably be better. Yeah, that will be better to begin with. Yeah, sounds good. Right, beam up and then put everything in the necessary slots. Giggity. Yes, this is going to be, let's say, another one of these little boring bits, but just basically as I'm configuring my tray layout. But the good thing is, once I've done it, I don't have to do it again for this ship. It's only if I switch to another ship that I have to do that. What I would try and do for the future, now I've got this set up, is to basically swap to new ships to get the traits and whatnot. I'll do that off stream because that gives me more time to focus and basically just mess around with different layouts and settings and things like that, and oh, I want one of those again. Right, so see now, like I start getting traits and reputation things. So let's have a look. See. Let's have a look at my personal ground traits. Let's go with that. Shield heal from. Ooh. Oh, it's turrets. Okay, fair enough. No. No. So I could put something there. Nope. Nope. Reduce support time. How does it reduce it by? Okay, it reduces it by 67%. That's not bad. Whole restoration and regen. Maximum hit points, don't really need that. Increased damage based on team size. Okay, let's just go with shield technician for now. These are that. Okay. Oh, look at the size of that. Seriously. I mean, I thought my ship was big. That thing's freaking huge. That's basically the Iconian ship. Or the Herald ship, to give it a more exact term. It's freaking huge. Yeah, it's just like a... It does have that sort of spiky mask look to it. Right, so now let's put that over there. Oops, now we'll put that there. Attack pattern beta. Attack pattern omega. Or omega, however you pronounce it. Auxiliary power to that. Fire at will. Brace for impact. And put that over here as well. Engineering fleet. You know what, sorry, I'm going to put it on there as well, just for a laugh. Oh, yeah, it does have that sort of look to it, doesn't it? Yes. The Ursex from the... Urskex, sorry, from the Dark Crystal film. I wonder how many people know about that. Laser lance, go. Aiming speed. Now there is a logic to where I put these things on the there, but don't worry too much about it because it's more for my benefit than anything else really. Tactical mode, tachyon inversion beam, temple shockwave, threatening stance. No, I know it's not the most ideal setups, but yeah. Again, this is something I can tweak later if I need to. So now, most importantly, I need to save it. And now I can continue with Cold Comfort. Right. To the Bravia 2 system. One second. Right, whilst that's doing that, I'm just going to quickly take the opportunity to sort some things out. I really do need to have a shave. I will be shaving tomorrow. Need to get some new... Why is this taking so long to load? Oh, I'm getting some laggy frames. And I've disconnected. Let's try that again. Yeah, the one I was telling you about earlier, the one I'm going to recreate when I do the Klingon version of the campaign, is this guy. My Nausicaan, that's it, I'll try and think what the term is. And that's basically the ship is going to be flying. That version. I forgot what the ship is called, but it's basically that one with the weird tentacly things and stuff like that. It's a very good ship. It's not the most fantastic, but I like it. No. Oh, it's this one. I remember now. Yeah, this is a investigative type mission where you have to sort of figure things out. Not really a puzzle, but you've got to try not to kill some patients. It's like, what hurts? Alright, treatment for disrupted injuries is... yeah, this is where you get to sort of remember. No, I don't want that one. Sports related? Nope. Okay, let's try that one. Let's use this. Yay! Good. You can't really kill them, but it's yeah. You want to make sure you use the right medication. Because if they've got a disruptor injury, you don't want to treat them for sports injury. Now this poor fella, basically he's gone a bit loopy. He's basically suffering a sort of head trauma of a type. You see, like, he's basically sort of regressing back to when he was younger. Yeah, he's had some kind of brain trauma. So, got to diagnose him. Do you know your name? What time is it? What year is it? Yeah, see, there's definitely something gone wrong with his brain. So now we'll get a scanner. Figure out what exactly is going wrong with him. Yeah. So as you can see, he's got a cortical implant, which is, now, it's probably there for you know, legitimate reasons, like they might have like their version of epilepsy or something, but because it's been damaged, it's causing his brain to misfire. So now we've got to figure out how to deal with that. And this is a little bit more serious than the blaster wound, because this could see an emphyseme. Yeah, no, don't use that. Calming hyperactive nerve impulses. has been known to interfere with cranial implants by decreasing their effectiveness. So if his cranial implant is going wibbly, this sounds like the best thing to use. So let's hope I don't send him into some kind of shock. There we go, it seems to be working. Oh, the Breen implanted it with him. So it's not a medical thing, it's basically a torture device. But if we try and take it out, it could wipe his brain. And we don't want that. Right, yeah, this is definitely something we have to speak to the main doctor about. Doc, the Breen's put something in his noggin. So there's a Breen on board we've got to go and speak to. And ask him how the fudge we get that out of there without frying the poor soul's brain. These are like the survivors from the attack that they had earlier. Breen are a warrior race. Right. So basically, you know, don't call them cowards, treat them with at least what is your name? Alright, fine, he's ignoring me. Okay. Right, so let's go to the next one. I think he's on this side. Speak to him. What is your name? Cow in the... I don't know what cow in the shadow fought to trail, you chimp. Alright, fine. Oh, we'll go and ask somebody else. Yeah, but you're the one who's captured. Twit. Right, so it's got to be this guy. He's Tran. Oh, this is the first one to give me his name, so this bodes well. What's your story? What led you here? Why the attack for civilian transport? Oh. So your commanding officer, that other one I just spoke to was your commanding officer. Right, so if I go and turn on the dampening fields so he can't hear diddly. I can call him every name under the sun and he can't hear me. Then likewise he could be calling, you know, questioning my mother and I won't be able to hear him either. So that's good. Yeah, don't worry, I've got this covered. He can't hear anything right now apart from his own breathing. So, how can you justify an attack against civilians? What were your orders? Why did you do this? Ah, I see. So you were probing them to find some information. Yeah, I know it's very delicate. It's a cortical implant. They're always very delicate. Not exactly one that can be taken in and out easily. But at least you've given me the information I need. Now, in a way, I wish I'd done these missions earlier because by completing this arc, I think about like a week ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, then you would have got the Breen as a bridge officer. But I've got quite a few characters who have that, so it's not a major thing. I'm not too fussed. As long as this one of my characters gets all the different things spread amongst them, I don't mind. So you're trying to probe them for information about the preservers. Right. That makes sense. Because they obviously think that the preservers are, you know, like the first race and they'd have access to some serious A-grade technology. Like weapons or defense systems. As the Defari seem to have more knowledge of them, kind of makes sense why they want to interrogate them a lot. Yeah, well, you help me, so I will help you. There you go. That's a quick, easy mission, that one. Quite simple. and that gets me... Now, these snow tubers are... I think they're there to get certain types of tribbles. But then you have this, a rapid reload transphasic torpedo launcher with bonus shield penetration. I'm going to have that. But then what I'll do is I will put that on the dory, and I'm going to swap it over for that one. Because then, let's have a look at the stats on it. So that's got 285, and that's got 326. Now granted, the crystalline torpedo does have a higher critical severity, but the other one's more accurate and does more base damage. Plus there's a 20% chance that it can fire again, you know, within 5 seconds sort of thing. So it goes from 8-second recharge to possibly to 3, which is pretty damn fast. So let's discard that. Again, what are you doing, madam? Again, clear out all this. That's better. Yes, I say, I know my ship equipment is bad, I know that. So, yes, again, just save that as well, just to make sure it's all, yep. Now I need to go for a cold case. And this will give me the engines, which look pretty jolly. And will also give me superconducting phase channels, whatever that is. So let's just have a look on the ship. Where's it gone? More details. This will tell me what it is. Yeah, see, that basically means my transphasic projectile damage will increase. Green energy cipher means drains energy. So inject cryoplasma. Basically it's a cold plasma. Which sounds contradictory in terms, but there you go. Yeah, let's take that. Let's go to Defara, and it's not that far, so I'm going to auto navigate. Have I got any more specialisation points? I do not. That's what tiers. Okay. I think my second one, yeah, that's going to be temporal operative, didn't I? Today, or in general, Asia Park, I've been playing it today for about 2 hours, but in general I have been playing it on and off since beta, which was about 8-9 years ago, I want to say. I mean, it's one of those games I keep coming back to because, you know, like new things come out, like when they bring out like new expansions like the Delta Quadrant, I'll come back to it and I'll play it again, and it's just a game I just keep coming back to and keep coming back to. And there's only a few games that I've actually done that in general, this and Lord of the Rings Online, which is one of the reasons why I bought the lifetime account for it. Was well worth it, especially when they first came out. That was when it was a sub, so back then a lifetime account was much more much better value for money. I mean, I think I've got a decent idea of what I'm doing, but I don't claim to be an expert. I definitely do not claim to be an expert. Get closer to Fair. And if I'm brutally honest, it's an easy game to play. Yeah, it's surprisingly difficult to mess things up, but you know, it can be done. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it can be done. I used to play EVE Online, and I thoroughly loved it, but it's a game you pretty much got to. It's got to be, you know, to really get into it, it's got to become a second job for you. But it is a fantastic game. I mean, as free-to-play games go, in my opinion, Star Trek Online is one of the better ones. it is primarily funded by things like the lock boxes, and if you want to get like the more iconic ships, that can work out to be expensive, but you can earn the currency in game to get those, but you have to sort of swap over another currency. You have to sell what's called dilithium on the exchange. So it's disabled at the moment, I think. Oh, there you go. So basically at the moment, one Zen point will cost you 282 dilithium. So you can, like I say, earn stuff within the game. It takes a while. Of course, if you can afford to spend on the game, then you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to. Plus, they do give out ships quite regularly, like in events, and through like anniversary things and stuff like that. I mean, best thing I can suggest: give it a try. If you don't like it, you've not really lost. You're not going to lose any money on it. So it's all you've lost is a little bit of time. And if you like Star Trek, I think you'll enjoy it. Right, so now... Right, okay, now this is where things get interesting. Right. Right again. Ah. Well, to give you an idea of what's in the game, just to sort of show you, you've got loads of stuff. You've got, you can eventually get like the Defiant. I mean, if you're a fan of Star Trek in any way, this game is well worth getting. I mean, my particular character, for example, I'll move him out of the sunlight. There you go. He's a Tellarite. Now, he started off in what's called the TOS era. So you played it in, Kirk's era with all the grain effect over the screen, the old sound effects, the shh on the doors, all of that jazz. I won't spoil it for what happens as to why you end up in this particular timeline, but there's a fair amount of time travel involved in it. But it's got loads of references to all the episodes. It sort of answers some of the questions like how did this happen, or what happened after a certain event, and things like that. And I mean, the good thing is you can sort of play it on your own. You can play it in fleets. I'm probably going to be setting up a fleet very soon. And once I've hit, I might even be doing it in the next couple of weeks. If you sound like you're a big Star Trek fan, then I would say best to do, give it a try. Worst that can happen is you lose a few hours. So now, if you have to pay for it, that's an interesting question. But let's see. Okay, right. This is where things get a bit fiddly. Because what I've got to do is I have got to get my crew to stand on those corner platforms. I think. So, no, I'm more welcome. I like talking about the game. It's one sort of rule, I suppose you could say, on this channel is, you can like any particular series you like. You can not like, say, Deep Space Nine or whatever, as long as you don't sort of take the bicky or take the piss out of anybody. Everybody's welcome, because it kind of goes against IDIC. Yep. Infinite diversity, infinite combinations. Now, anybody I think who doesn't agree with that in some form or another can't really call themselves somebody I would like to have on my stream. But you know, I'm not going to judge. Okay, now I've got to concentrate on this one. So, and thank you very much for the follow, Asia Park. Right, how do I do this? Okay, so if I send you there, the idea is these thingies around the edge. Oh, God, he's been derpy again. Right, you stand there. Okay, Jemiah, you stand there. Also gets funny when you start customizing your own character. That just gets hilarious when you start doing that. Let's see if I send Zappim as a there. No. Yeah, my crew are very derpy. Right, now you notice these things around the inside have now lit up. So, oh, you twit! I didn't want you to stand there. You stand down there. You. All right, fine. You want to stay up here? Fine. Fine. You know what? Why are you not moving my team to you stupid bugger? Let's try it again. Okay. Uh-huh. Now, I think I need to send Tebma to there when she decides she wants to move. Scavin, you stand there. That's okay, that's getting good. Let's try him over there. There we go. Yeah, you got the hologram. Yeah, never be afraid if you want to talk about, you know, sci-fi, Star Trek, or anything else on this channel, because chances are I'm probably as much of a nerd as anybody else. I mean, come on, this is what I kind of do now these days. Just stream Star Trek games, sci-fi games, and you know, things like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So, yeah. Right. Oh, now let's test out the new ship. As always, tactical mode. Notice my engineering fleet is activated. Now if I turn around, it's a bit of a phaser Lotus. There we go, just like that. Yeah, these torpedoes are going well. Not as tanky as the previous ship. Yeah, what you just said there, pretty much everyone says about Deep Space Nine. The first few seasons are a bit but then when you hit like the end of season 2, beginning of season 3, yeah, the Dominion War. It's a kind of a standing joke with Trek that it doesn't get good until season 3. Like if you look at Next Generation, season 3 is when they brought in rightly the best of both worlds, wasn't it? The end of season 3. Yeah, early Deep Space Nine is definitely a bit the good episodes are good, but the bad episodes are a bit. So it's. Oh, that's yeah. Yeah, the opposite of jumping the shark, growing the beard. Apparently, when Jonathan Frakes heard about that meme, he didn't stop laughing for about 5 minutes. He thought it was awesome. But the other thing I've been doing as well, as a few other people will know, is this Saturday I am streaming the second game. Well, I'd say I should be, because obviously things can happen. The second game of the tabletop Star Trek Adventures RPG. Now the first episode I wasn't able to stream because of technical reasons, but excuse me. Enterprise, DS9, Voyager, Star Trek Online and TNG. Have you seen the animated series? That is hilarious. It is seriously hilarious. If you ever get a chance to watch it because it's set in the TOS era, but obviously it's animated. It's an experience. That's all I can say. It's I don't want to spoil it, but it's one of those sort of things you have to see for yourself to fully appreciate, and you will either absolutely love it, or you will be wondering what the flip you just watched. It's what we would call in Britain a Marmite thing. You would either love it or hate it. Personally, I love it because it's so cheesy. Right, got to analyse the anonymous gas pocket. That's slightly disgusting. I still haven't got around to watching Discovery. I know, but from what I've been hearing about some of the stuff that's coming out for it, it's overriding the hype problem I have. Well, not hype problem. It's more, if something gets overhyped, I tend to not want to watch it because it probably won't live up to how I expect it to be. But people have been saying that Discovery is doing the same thing. Okay, no, thank you very much again for joining and for the follow. Always welcome to come back. Never feel guilty if you have to go. But yeah, this Discovery is... I may even start watching it tomorrow, actually. Depends if I get the time. As I say, live long and prosper. Took me years to learn how to do that. Abnormal lunar topography. Sounds painful. Dum-de-dum. Oh, I have heard rumours. Again, this has not been confirmed or denied either way, but there's a rumour. Oh, hello, brushing the atmosphere. That the Gamma Quadrant expansion will be coming out in the summer. If that is true, I am going to be a very, very happy man. Especially if I can create a Cardassian. And if that happens, I will be crashing into a planet. But if that happens, I will be starting that character from scratch, because they'll probably do it the same way they did with the Romulans and have like a completely different introductory thing or an event, which if you do it will unlock features for your other characters and stuff like that. And that's how I hope they're going to do it. But they've kept sort of tight-lipped on it. Now they said it's going to be out this year. The rumours are circulating it will be mid to late summer, and they have said it's going to be about the Gamma Quadrant, but it's just the time frame and any of these specific features they haven't kept. They've kept that under their hats, which is understandable. Let's get a scan of that star shot. Bit of a strange place to have it, but never mind. I'm not in combat, you daft bananas. So why did it just scan it and then destroy the information? Or at least, you know, let the archaeology people know about it. Missing on my neck. Sounds like my neck. Oh look, more Breen ships for me to blow up.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shield has failed.
It's a shame this ship doesn't have a cloaking device, because that would be a fantastic thing to have. Boom. Something I was going to put on there as well, forgot to. Just realised I didn't put that on there. Okay. Oop. I'm so thirsty today. Remember, keep yourself hydrated, folks. It really does make a difference. Right. Where's Ram? Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's transwarp. No, I know I could have got myself more cash if I had not used the transwarp so much, but it's either that or sitting here and watching the butt of my ship for absolutely ages. Beam down to the dig site. Let's get within range. That trail, it's so nice. Beam down. There you go, 8th anniversary, so yeah, 8 years. This game's been going. Wow.
Enemy targets on sensor.
That's one major downside that you probably noticed to give in your NPCs the important equipment, is that they just tend to use it randomly. But sometimes they do it appropriately. Still, I complain when they don't use their initiative, so I can't moan too much. Chilled. comes like I still meet you, and all the other ice-related puns.
Personal shield losing power.
Cable. Don't know what's coming next. So he comes in. Yeah. Lapdog. Oh, right, everyone, shoot him. I am not a dog. Call me Mr. Dog. Yeah. Right. Have an orbital strike on your head.
Enemy combatants in proximity.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking I might have to give all my crew these rifles because it just makes it fun. And it fits in with the theme that I want to have all my crew to have rifles. But what some people do is, you know, you can have the different sets for items, like the Omega set and things like this, to have each crew member to have a different set. And I think in the short term I will go for TR-116, but in the long term I will work towards getting each one of my crew to have a different complete set. And I can just adjust as need to. And also it'll make them all look funky, like having the big armour and things like that. It's 8:30 already. I think I'll probably go to probably 9 o'clock. Yeah, so those engines. Beef up my engines. Yeah, boy. Oh, so I'm going back and put in there. So now I have the superconducting phase channel effect from the sets. Plus, where's the details on it? Here we go. That gives me more damage to the transphasic projectiles, which is like my torpedo right at the front there, and Starship Electroplasma System Flow, or EPS, which is handy for certain abilities and things like that. Excuse me, very gassy again tonight, do apologise. Now if I get 3 of the set, I can get the energy siphon. And if you've been doing the winter events and getting the Breen ships, these items are very good to have on the Breen ships. It's cold storage. I think this is the last one in the Ark. Yes. Yeah, because this gives me the funky shields, or the cryo weapon, which if you're going up against the Folians on Nukara, the CRM 200 is one of the best weapons to use against them, because the Folians really hate the cold. And if anything, it does some like extra damage to them. How close is that? Oh, it's all over there. So yeah, if you're going to Nukara to do the stuff there, get yourself the CRM, and if possible, you know, get one for all of your away team. You know, even if it means doing that mission again multiple times. Is this the one I've got to go to? It is. Yeah, this sets it up. Oh, yep, this is the Jem'Hadar Rumble. So random Jem'Hadar fighting the Breen here. And that gravity well, in my opinion, is one of the best science abilities in the game. Because if you've got loads of these little ships flying around like this, it drags them into one location, does a load of damage to them, and as I've mentioned before a couple of times, warp core explosions are not your friend. So if you can take out one of them, you can probably take out or at least do serious damage to the rest of them. So if you've got a chance to have gravity well on any of your ships, I thoroughly recommend taking it. Especially if you get the duty officer, which increases the chances of getting duplicate grav wells when you fire them. So if they have dropped off one, you might get 2 or even 3. Occasionally though, it does backfire because there's certain ships, I think like Zenkethi, don't react very well to grav wells. But for the vast majority of ships, it is, in my opinion, one of the best abilities in the game. One thing I definitely say looking forward to with the Gamma Quadrant expansion is I'm hoping they bring in more Cardassian ships and more Dominion ships, and they allow us to fly them. Again, I'm not saying they will, it's just my personal hope. The idea of creating a Cardassian or a water is very, very appealing, especially a Cardassian. Okay, here's a question for everyone who's watching. If you was given the ability to add one playable race into the game for players to players, what would it be? Could be anything, but it's got to be officially Star Trek. So no Asgard from Stargate or anything like that. Right, where's the buried object? It's up on Set Hill. Right. Yeah, I can hear it. It's all this low, pulsing, rumbling sound. Right, now there it is. Yeah, nice little roll to the side. Sometimes things like that can do excellence, as Bob Ross would like to say. Yeah, it is a tricky question, but I mean, you will literally be allowed anything in Star Trek lore, past or present. You can, sort of, you can play as a Federation Ferengi, but I think you mean like the, you know, like a Ferengi Alliance Ferengi, like as a faction itself. Yeah, a few people have asked for sort of trader type classes in the game. Yeah, that I think could work, even if they did it the same way as they did for the Romulans. Like, you do the first like sort of 10 missions or so as your particular faction, so like Ferengi for example, and then once you hit level 10 you have to choose to ally yourself with either the Federation or the Klingons. Oh, interesting. The first Federation. Ooh. That's an interesting choice. If I'm right, I think the reason why they do them as like the mini faction is they said that it would require pretty much a major rewrite. Sort of like oh yeah, that could work. Somebody who's crossed over from the mirror universe, and basically, you can decide if you want to join the Federation or the Klingons. Yeah, I can see that working. Wake up, brother. If I was to add one myself, I think although you can kind of do that now at the moment, it would be the Borg Cooperative, not the Collective, the Cooperative, the ones from Voyager. Yeah, the whole Mirror Universe faction could definitely work. You would have the Loyalists, for example, who would end up working with the Klingons, and then you'd have the Rebels, who would end up working with the Federation. As long as there's two sides to each of them, to whatever faction you want, then yeah, it could definitely work. I know you sort of have crossover into the Mirror Universe a couple of times already, so it's not a... It wouldn't be a difficult thing. I mean, I know you guys saw when I went to Mirror Bajor in one of the other missions, and that was interesting. Right, go find the archive, which is down the path. Yeah, I do like to say, like the idea of the Borg Cooperative. They're 3 drones working together, and they sort of willingly have a hive mind, but there's no, well, it's not even a hive, it's more of a sort of link between each other. Plus you do get access to some Borg ships then, legitimately. Ooh! Got an upgrade to my Seeker drone. Nice. Oh, where is it? Where's my Seeker drone? Excellent. Very good. See, I wonder if I can upgrade my other drones. Let's see if I can upgrade those. Do I have the upgrade? Do. Yay. Nice. Not great, but it does the job. Give me a little bit of extra boost there on my drone. It does a little bit more damage now. Oh, excuse me. If you should be able to take him out of that, now you're 12 levels higher. Oh, you little bastard. Those damn cryo weapons. I would say at the moment my biggest struggle has actually been the Breen so far, because
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Alright. So look at that. All those extra turrets. Yeah, I like all this.
Enemy targets on sensor.
Examine scan results. As soon as combat ends, I will. Dun, dun. Yeah, damn right I'm clever, and I'm going to shoot you in the... You know what? No, I'm not going to give you the dignity of that. I'm just going to rip off your helmet and see what's underneath it.
Personal shield losing power.
Open focus fire, remember. Maybe you're training. We are Starfleet officers after all. Yes, we're the ugliest awaiting in Starfleet history. That's beside the point. Oh, I've actually just thought of something I can do. Once I've finished the storyline,
Shield losing power.
I think what I will do is, if I don't decide to play my new Klingon character, I will probably just go around doing some of the Foundry missions, because some of them are actually really good. And it'd be a good way to sort of, sort of show what people's, sort of highlight, what other people can do, things like that, in the gaps between when they bring out new episodes and so on. So I think that actually sounds like a good idea. The Foundry missions are user-created missions using what's called the Foundry system. It's basically you can create your own missions in the game. I've only had a brief look at it myself, and I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's one of those sort of ones that if you put the time and effort into it, you can basically come up with your own Star Trek storylines. And some of them that I have played, some of them are really good. Some, not so much. But so after this mission, I will show you what I'm talking about. In fact, I might even have to do it now. Foundry. Yeah. So you've got like the Spotlight one, for example. Da-da-dum. So the people give it rating for story, combat, things like that. Yeah, if you do any missions, please let me know, and I will gladly play them on the stream. I make no qualms about that. I am definitely open to bribery on that one, but if you do it, I will give my honest review of it though, and if I think it's poop, I will try to find a delicate way of saying that. But if I think it's good, I will, 5-star the lot of it. So these are, you see these, some of them are multi-part ones, some of them are, look, 16 out of 1,200 people said they didn't like it, but out of 900 did like it and gave it a 5-star. So it's a brilliant way of basically expanding the game without that. Plus also, you get if yours gets chosen as like the Spotlight, you get highlighted, and it's you get a lot of respect from the community. Yeah, I would definitely. I do. Myself for a living, I I design PDFs and for things like games and stuff like that. So I am always open to what I call criticism, but not nasty comments. If somebody turns around and says, "Oh, this is crap," it's like, well, why do you think it's crap? I just don't like it. That's not helpful. If somebody turns around and says, "I didn't like it because of X, Y, and Z," but I can see how somebody else would like it, that for me is a fine response. Now, people say, my stuff gets say like a 3-star review, and somebody turns around and says, "Yeah, I personally think it was a little bit short and could have done more in this chapter," or something like that. That is perfect, because it tells me that next time I've got to focus on maybe sort of strengthening the, lengthening the chapters, or putting in things like that. So if you do anything like that, I will try and keep it to that kind of level, review the sort of way I would want to be reviewed. Hello? Because otherwise it goes, there's no need to sort of just be a dick with someone just because you can. I see that happen far too much online, especially in YouTube comments and things like that. People are providing free content, and then so I'm going to go low. Okay, if I've got enough time after I finish this mission, I might come along and help you. Low. In fact, I probably will if you're willing to wait. At the very least, it'll get you past that mission you're having trouble with. Yeah, those tractor beams. If you're having problems with tractor beams, see if you can find a ability. I think it's science, called feedback pulse. That is a good defense against tractor beams. It basically just sort of sends a, as the name suggests, a feedback pulse. All right, no problem. Yeah. So if you're willing to wait, I will come and give you a hand with it, because at the very least, I will be able to provide a what do you call it? An extra target for them to shoot at. No, just be warned, it's not something I'll do every day, but I know you've been having trouble with this particular mission, so I don't mind occasionally helping. And I can definitely appreciate the salty levels when it comes to fighting the Deredexes. If I remember rightly, what we have to do is, because it's your mission, you'll have to sort of form the team type thing. So this is going to be interesting, because I've never tried to do a group on string before, so I'm not sure how this will work. Yeah, you got the preservers. What will happen? We need to get out of here. I think I've just got to defeat this dude and the other Breen that are going to teleport in a moment. Yeah, no, it should be for a shed. See, it's not an ancient weapon. Yeah, see, it's just not general knowledge and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, in theory, there could be stuff in there that could be turned into a weapon, but these are literally the first beings to become sentient in the galaxy. They're probably advanced enough not to keep with their weapon technology here. I say I wanted to form a fleet at some point, so this is the kind of thing that we'll be doing in the fleet. We'll be helping people out who got stuck in missions and doing what I'm going to be dubbing fleet days, where we just go around and do fleety stuff. So something I've got to get used to. Might as well do it now. Right. Oh God. Yeah, I definitely need to get my crew some better gear. Damn cryo guns. Yes, don't die that far from it. Oh, that was a bit sneaky. Leaving the chamber like that. Shifting proximal priorities. Right, well, that's at least taking them out. Oh, they're right over the back. Right, they would be, wouldn't they? Nope. Right, so where is he? Where's old Fott? Oh, there he is. Oh, bloody hell, right behind me. There you go. Have an orbital bombardment. Yeah. Everyone, target that big bastard and fire. Yeah, so that's like the weapon isn't particularly huge on the old DPS, but because it bypasses the shields, it can be it can be one of those weapons you want to have in your arsenal, even if you keep it as a sort of backup secondary weapon. Right, yeah, you've done the Breen invasion, so we'll go and hand that into Starfleet, and then I can help you. Yeah, probably won't take that long as well, however. Let's go with. Let's see. What are my current shields? Current shields are those ones. Yeah, let's go with those. Because at the very least we'll. See, I'll still have the Breen one, but I just want to see what it looks like without that on. Ooh. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not entirely sure I like that. Yeah, let's leave it for now. Makes a nice change. Right. Okay. Now. Yeah, it looks very sort of grungy. A bit dirty. I don't know, actually. The more I look at it, the more it is appealing. Right. Now I am in the beta quadrant, so what I will do is, do I have the thing that takes me to New Iconia? I do not. Right, so what I will do is, I'm going to go back to the beta quadrant. Let's hit the quantum. Yes, that's what I was doing before. But I just wanted to see what it looked like without the Riemann shields on. I think it's a nice change. Right, so if you want to send me an invite, I will. Actually, what I'll do is I'll. There we go. The slipstream lasted just to the edge. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay, so you're near Iconia. I like that you can that all these things are on one list. That you can just type it in. It's like you can't remember where it is. Just type it in the list, and it will. I'm going to do it without accepting the level for the moment, just to see if that makes a difference. Ooh. Oh, hello, Retro Jerk. Welcome to the stream. So if I clear that off. Oh, that's not too bad then, yeah. I think it means is there's like some of them will be scaled to like my level, but it might even scale it to your level, but we'll soon find out. Yes, the difference starts when you start as a normal Federation character. You start off in the Starfleet Academy. When you start off as TOS, you start back in the Kirk era of Star Trek, and the graphics are slightly different. Like they're muted. You have the weird grainy effect over the screen. Plus, there's how can I put it? There's other sort of cosmetic differences as well. But in terms, once you get past, I think it's level 10 or 11, around that sort of point. That's when you go into the main game. So basically, it's a different starting point. Plus, no, you don't stay in the Kirk era. If you start in the TOS era, you're limited in terms of what races you can create from. You can only create from Tellarite, Vulcan, Andorian, and human. But if you start in the official era, you have access to all different races. Oh yeah, there's time travel in Star Trek. There's plenty of time travel in Star Trek. What makes me laugh is that in one of the missions, they even turn around and say, time travel missions don't happen that often. And then the very next mission is a time travel mission. Where's Iconia? Ah, it's right over the other side of the bloody sector. Well, thank you very much for joining, Retro Jerk. Oh, blimey! Look at those engine flares from the Breen engines. Ah, right. Okay, that could be why. Right, fair enough. What mission is it again? Is it Hot Lead? Try sending me that mission again. I think it came up when I was looking at something else and it just wasn't expecting it. Towers, okay. See then. Ah, there you go. No problem. Got to go to the Hobus system. It's sending me to. So let's go to the Hobus system. I might have to go through the whole mission again, which isn't a major problem because it won't be that fast, won't be that slow, I should say. Yeah, it's because I'm now having to restart the mission. Oops, because I've already done this one. So you can either wait, or you can come and join me for this half if you want. Yes, there's a downside to starting a mission halfway through, is that technically, as far as the game's concerned, I haven't done this mission, so yeah, one of those things. So it'll be interesting to come back and see how much more powerful my ship is on this mission. Oh, did you come out? I mean, it's easy enough. I can come back out again. It's not a hassle. I don't mind going back because it's only right at the beginning, so it's just it hasn't loaded it for a while, which is why it's taking ages to load up. Yeah, I was reading that apparently the more I don't think this would happen. The more people use a mission map, the funny thing is, we were talking about that earlier. They are bringing out roughly in, say, summertime, the Gamma Quadrant expansion. There is a rumour that you will be able to play as a Cardassian then. I'll come out of the thing, that's not a problem. But what a lot of people do is, because of the way the game works, you can sort of create a Cardassian already, but you have to create an alien and really mess around with all the different like settings and things like that. But as a proper official faction, no, there isn't one yet. But I've got a feeling it will be coming next, because it's after Romulans, it's probably the most requested faction to be brought in the game. Right. Right, it's saying you're in the Beta Quadrant. Beta Quadrant 12. Ah, that's why. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see if that works. No, because I think, if I remember rightly, the Cardassian Union officially doesn't exist anymore. There we go. We're in the right instance now. I will meet you at Hobus. I mean, there's Cardassian ships. There's the Galor and the Keldon, but they're very hard to get hold of. Yeah, because this is set around 8 to 10 years after the Dominion War. So, say officially, the Cardassian Union doesn't exist, but you do have the Cardassian as a, I suppose you could say, protector of the Federation. Plus, you have what's called the True Way, which are a mixture of rogue faction of the Cardassians and the Dominion. And that's something that Star Trek Online's created to sort of explain why you're fighting against the Dominion and sometimes the Cardassians and things like that. There you are. Hello. Oh, what are you flying? Is that a Sovereign? Right. Let's do this. Yes, now it's loading up a little bit quicker because that map's already been preloaded. Now, if you warp in,
it is a pleasure to be
yeah, I'm going to skip all through these. We've both done them. Yes. Oh, look at that. That looks really cool. I will admit that looks really, really cool.
I am detecting some very rare minerals in the system.
Right, so we're going to sort of skip through this because Screwjoe has been, well, I'm not going to say my first follower because I'm not entirely sure who my first follower was, but certainly one of my long-time regulars along with Ace of Thorns, so I am definitely more inclined to help them when they need it, because they have been there since the beginning. And so at some point, when I do eventually get around to creating the fleet again, you know, it's the sort of thing I do on stream. Will just be helping people in the fleet, things like that. or doing like say the Foundry missions, saying hello to the cat. Hello. Move your butt, madam. I don't honestly know on that one. I know technically there is. Oh, hello. There's technically one server, but I don't know if I've got a nasty feeling the PS4 version is separate to the PC version. But I am honestly, I'm not 100% sure on that one. I've got a feeling it would be, because otherwise there would be stuff out on the PC that would, basically would be so overpowered. But I've got a feeling, I'm leaning towards no. Which is a shame, really, because it would be pretty cool to be able to do that. So we're trying to sort of just not supposed to do a speed run through this one, but just obviously get up to the point where Squidjo was having issues. I mean, that does sound pretty appealing, the idea of getting a whole fleet together and basically just helping people out when they need to do the missions. They won't be focusing on like things like the STFs, which are like the dungeons in Star Trek Online, too much, but we'll do them occasionally because they are quite fun to do.
As I suspected, the materials are all here. Our agent located Taris on planetary fragment Gamma. We should continue our search there.
Yeah, yes, and, well, it's not surprising. The Iconium part is one of the more harder parts. Yeah, the Deredexes on. They can be very. Scan the shield. Yep. Oh, your science is all your science as well. Okay, that makes things a bit more interesting. Yeah, one thing I definitely recommend as a science officer: get Gravity Well. Also, get. I mean, if you're having trouble with tractor beams, Feedback Pulse. If you get a chance, have a look at the wiki, because there's loads of good stuff on there and gives you ideas. The other one is to check out no, those are bridge officer skills. You can buy those from the trainer in the admin's office. Some of them though are rare ones, so those you have to sort of find or earn in game. But most of the standard ones can be purchased. Traits generally come from lockboxes or from ships. You know what? Let's put my tanking abilities on. Good old miracle worker. Get taken down to 50% health. Hit that, summon on back up to 90. Another good one to go for in engineering ability is reverse shield polarity. Because that turns any damage you receive for a brief time into healing. Yep, keep him there, keep him there. Good. And another one that I personally like is called hazard emitters. That gives you a little hole here, and if you've got things like plasma fire and stuff like that on you, it helps to get rid of it. Also remember, try and keep at least 3 kilometers away, roughly, from anything you're firing. I think you've got to stop firing, yeah? You wait till combat's over. There we go.
Your presence,
Yep,
I
yep, yep.
The minerals in the planetary
There we go.
fragment will conceal the ship's energy signature. If we hide in the asteroids near it and mask our energy signature, I predict that Aranhu will approach to investigate further and be unable to detect us.
Right, so he turns
We
up.
were attacked by Starfleet Semi-Jewels. They appear to have fled.
Right,
Interesting.
okay. Let's follow the ship. Yep, auto accept it. Right. Scan the large crater. This is the part you was having trouble with. Ah, yes.
He has most likely cloaked. The
I know why you was
technology
having
I
trouble
used
with
to
this
track
one
him
now.
is not localized enough to detect the ship. Only follow a general trail.
Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Turn around. Engage tactical mode. Yeah, target the big boy. On regenerative mode, I need tactical.
Hull integrity below 50%. Rear shield failing.
Yeah, even I'm struggling a little bit with this. Because he hits like a brick. Guess what? So do I.
Target shield failing. Hull integrity below 75%.
I took the liberty of accessing the interface systems before it was destroyed.
Undiplomatic.
I managed.
Right, been down to Iconia. I will take... Yeah, I'll take one of my engineers. Because you're the mission lead, you get the extra DOF officer. Yeah, that guy hits hard. But like I said, I'm an engineer. I can take a pounding. Wait, that sounds wrong. You know what I mean. Again, it's probably gonna. I hope it doesn't crash again, because this mission doesn't load up that often into the client. It sometimes does have a bit of a wibble. No, you're very welcome to say.
These are the coordinates.
Yep. Now, I'll wait for you to turn up. One sec, let's get my buff. After you. You're the one who's in charge of this mission. I'm just here to provide support. Just barely come up to you.
Starfleet!
How did they find us?
Mad skills.
They must have followed me, Praetor. I will deal with them.
No, I need your help with the gateway. Send your guards.
Right.
Enemy targets on
Yes.
losing power.
Now, if I'd have brought my Andorian along, she would have destroyed that in like a matter of seconds. Her ship, it's... If you think my ship, the one I've got now, is pimped out, her ship makes that one look like a shuttle in terms of firepower. And that's she's also the character who's got the vengeance as well. So if I use that, that's you see what that ship can do. And I've not even fully pimped that one. But the Temple Dreadnought, yeah, that ship is disgustingly powerful now. I've pretty much maxed out most of her gear.
What?
Dear. Clunk sound.
Traitors!
Ooh, hello, what's this? I'll pass. Where is she? Wrong way. I'm an idiot. Yeah, never rely on me for directions.
Enemy targets on sensors. Personal shield losing power.
Ah, she surrenders. Just in case.
Enough.
Yes.
Before we leave, may I suggest we look for evidence of the materials we discovered?
Yep, easy enough. Protomatter. Yeah, one of the most unstable materials in the Star Trek universe. Right, I'll allow you to blow up the gateway. Make a gateway go boom. Cool. Simulated officer there. Oh no, it's our guy. He was an NPC. It's also been a good point to end the stream because I've been streaming for about 3 hours 20 minutes now, and a little bit longer than I first anticipated, but I don't mind. That was fun. As I know you've been having trouble with that mission, so every time you come on, I'm still not beating that bloody Derridix. Yeah, as you can see now, and I'm now I have no problem. It's I can fully appreciate, because I can remember back when I first did, way back in time when I first did that mission, how much trouble I had. And I'm pretty sure I had somebody try to help me as well. So I'm just paying it forward. Ah. I think that's one of... Oh,
How
yes.
nice to see you again.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel
it's
like we are
Seller
becoming
again.
old friends. I will admit that your previous attempts to thwart my plans have been, but you played the pawn.
Always a pleasure.
The Lisette informed us that you might...
Torres is wanted by the Romulan Star
good.
Empire for high
If you
treason
want
and
lots
war
of
crimes
ships
against the
choices,
Romulan people.
I would say
Empire
Federation
is
to
the
begin with.
legitimate
Probably because
government
it's
of
the closest you're going to
Romulan
get to.
people, and I demand you turn this
Right, she's
terrorist
finished
over
yakking.
for trial and punishment.
Yeah, whatever.
You are a disappointment. Nevertheless,
You've probably got
did
access to the most ships and
for that I am grateful.
stuff to begin with, but you can create multiple characters. I definitely would recommend creating a Klingon character at some point anyway, because it will allow you to see a different side of the game, and when they do giveaways, which happen sort of like every sort of 6 to 8 months or so, then you will have a character that can claim that then. Like you just missed the anniversary, unfortunately. I was trying to think what it's called, and they were gave away 3 ships, one for Romulan, one for Klingon, and one for Federation. But you needed to have a max level character in order to claim those. If you didn't, you missed out. So it's well worth doing it. And let's say some of the missions are different as well. Like the Klingon side is different, but it's more. How can I put it? It's more. I mean, when the game first came out, the Klingon faction was originally the PvP faction, but they changed that because they realised that sucked. And so sometimes a few of the older missions kind of have that feel to it. But once you start getting towards sort of midway through here, this is where things start to become more unified and stuff like that. And once you get to this point, then they're all pretty much the same missions, no matter what faction you go with. But if you're not sure to begin with, yeah, I'd go with the Federation to start off with, simply because they have the most ships, and also, come on, it does most recognisable. You know, you see like the Enterprise, you see the Defiant, you go to Deep Space Nine, stuff like that. Yeah, you're not the kind of ally I need. Depart. I think you can have like sort of 3, maybe 4 characters as a free player to begin with, but don't take my word for that. See, ooh, I can have. See, because I'm helping out doing this mission, I get to redo the mission, but I get the reward as if it was my gravity well. No, don't apologise for asking the questions. They are. I don't say it's what I'm here for, but yeah, if I didn't like answering the questions, I wouldn't be streaming. I'd just be playing the game on me, all on me plot. Right, to get to. Hang on a sec. Are you going to Sol System? Right, I'm going to quickly idea myself anyway. At the very least, if you're not in the same instance, I'll show you on stream where you have to go. I see a gravity well. I would say that is probably the one you need to get, because it is one of the most. It's one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best bridge officer skills you can have. The other one, feedback pulse, that only really if you're having trouble with tractor beams. Yeah. Now, never apologise for asking questions, but if I don't know, or if I'm brutally honest, if I don't want to answer, I just won't answer. But it's, unless you're like spamming the same question again and again and again and again and again. Yeah, the place where you go to get your bridge officer skills stuff isn't very obvious. What you have to do is, hello, follow me. I love how that's that. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Stay there. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Where's it gone? Yes, I've got it. Kapla. Yeah, a lot of people don't realise the emote system's in the game. You have to have your chat open, hit the social shortcuts, but what you can do, if you go to emotes you see there's a little pin up the top. If you hit that, you can close your chat and still have all the emotes open. Like that. Down here. Here he is. This person here. Bridge officer training. You go into the store. Okay. In the subscription, you get. I think you get a bigger EC balance for a start. You get, which is very, very helpful. Trust me on this one, it's very helpful. You also get, I think it's 500 Zen, which you can spend on anything in the store, or you can save up. It's been a long time since I have done subscription versus free to play, because when I first started, the game was subscription only, and not long after that is when they had their first lifetime subscription sale, and that for me was worth it because it paid for itself within a couple of years. Plus also I get each month the 500 Zen still, so it's like I've got an ongoing subscription. But mate, you won't lose a huge amount, but you will definitely notice it more if you do things like on the exchange and stuff like that. There will be a few other limitations as well. If you can find a wiki, it's STO wiki, it's got a lot of stuff on there, and I definitely recommend reading and just spending ages, going through that and just finding stuff. Right, now the one you want, science. Let's see, you've got where is it? I think it's in the blue or green tier. Oh, there you go. Yeah, green tier. So blue tier. I'm getting my colours mixed up. Gravity well. So that means it goes in lieutenant commander slots. Trying to remember where feedback pulse is. Oh, there you go. Feedback pulse. Oh, it's energy jamming. No, you don't want feedback pulse then. Okay. Because that basically means if you get oh no, you might want feedback pulse actually, because what that does, as you can see, is it reflects energy back to the attacker. Energy weapons. So if they're doing, 100 points of damage, they all get damage back 11. So if you've played things like Warcraft or games which have like a fawn type ability, that's kind of what it does. But it does take a minute to recharge. Ah, what ship are you flying? Was it a Sovereign? Oh, I can't get up there. You bloody little legs. Right. Right, because you what you so you don't have a science with 3 slots. That's what you need. Although this is universal, that's where you really put it. It will be in. If you've got that, then it might be worth using that for a little bit, because tier 6 stuff, when you've mastered basically your ship experience, you get a trait. So it's probably going to be worth using that for a little bit, even if you decide you want to go back to the ship you've got now, the assault cruiser. Use it until you've got that last thing, because like for example, like this one here, the heavy destroyer. Once I have mastered this ship, basically it's like the game's way of saying how to, everything about this ship. You then take that knowledge to another ship. So this one would be, it makes my projectiles do a little bit more damage and can punch through shields a little bit easier. So yeah, that's what you want. As long as you've got science with 3 slots, then you should do that. If not, give the tier 6 one a try, because tier 6 stuff is actually pretty decent. Yeah, it's worth it because it's very easy to switch between ships. I mean, as you've shown you myself, it's very easy. The hard part is just configuring it that first time. That's what is fiddly, and that's what takes takes the time. But once you've done that, you save the configuration, like I showed you on what's it called again? That loadouts. So I think I have to be in space to do it. Yeah, I can only be within space to do it. I mean, I love coming to this starbase. Just have a look at the Hestia. Plus, also, this is more for you, Retro. You can semi-customize your ship. I'm certainly open to setting up Discord, but I've never. I'm not entirely sure how that and the stream will work together. That's the only thing I'm not too sure of. But I'm certainly open to the idea. I mean, if we can figure out a way of getting it to work and the stream as well and everything else at the same time, then yes. But I don't want to stress my system too much, because at the moment I'm running, obviously, it's something I'll definitely have to have a look on. Sorry, what I was going to say. Oh yeah, customized starships. See, some of the ships have more options, but yeah, that is quite an ugly pattern. That's something I will definitely have to have a look at, because it's I've not had that much experience with Discord, but I am definitely open to giving it a try. So yeah, cancel it. Cancel. Yes. Yeah. What's it going to do? Oh yes. Let's go back over it. Nope. This way. It's one of the pilot ships. I think that's one of the. Yeah, there's the Excelsior over there. Right. Well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to end the stream before my eyes decide they're going to dry out and I go blind. Not 100% sure if there will be a stream tomorrow, but if there is, it will be starting a little bit later than today. It will probably be around sort of 7:30ish or so. Oh, you're in space. Yeah, we're in Space Dock 9. And when we do get around to setting up the fleet, and I probably am going to call it something like the Mobius Initiative or something like that, just so you can see what it is. We would need to have 5 players, including myself, in the same instance, in the same group, and we just go up to the fleet thing and go, boom, we want to start a fleet. Really easy to do. You just got to get the people in the squad to do it. So yeah, tomorrow will probably be a bit of Lord of the Rings tomorrow. Yep, I know a couple of people have been definitely waiting for that. On Thursday, it's Knights of the Old Republic. Again, Friday, probably do a bit more. Probably get a bit more Lord of the Rings, do a bit of skirmishing, stuff like that, depending on how I feel. Maybe some Star Trek again. I don't want to go too quickly through the Star Trek stuff, because I want to kind of stretch it out just a little bit. Saturday will be the Star Trek Adventures Day. That will be starting. At the moment, I'm streaming mostly MMOs. Knights of the Old Republic is a single-player game. I'm trying to bring in a variety of different games, so I'm not just focusing on MMOs. But because of the way, obviously, MMOs go, they are sometimes some of the best things to stream, because they have a long storyline. I mean, if you decide to see on what my Lord of the Rings streams are like, you will see just how much there is to do in that game. It's frigging massive. It's been going on for longer than this, and it's just seriously, there's just so much to do in this one. Like I say, Saturday I will be both playing a game, not sure if that will be streamed, but I'll be running Star Trek Adventures at 8 PM GMT. Sunday is, as I've mentioned a couple of times before, will be, it's my niece's birthday on that day. So if I get a chance to stream, and it's a big if, very big if, it will be very, very early, and it will only be for a couple of hours max. It will not be for the usual sort of stream time, like 3 to 4 hours. You can get science officers right near that guy that I was speaking to. You can requisition bridge officers. There's a person right next to him who does that. Then from the 5th onwards should be going to what I'm going to call my regular schedule of trying to stream most days. The exception will probably be Saturdays, because I think I'll need to have at least one day non-streaming, especially as I've got other games and things I need to do as well. So if I stream every day, I'm just going to get burnt out, and I know from experience that that's not a very pleasant thing to have, and that would just mean I'll end up doing nothing, and I don't want to do that. Things are starting to slowly build up now, and I'm getting some good people coming in, nice few regulars as well, so I don't want to lose that. But at the same time, I've got to look after my health as well. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a most excellent night, and thank you all for joining me. Safe travels, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow, if not Thursday. So let's press the end screen, and if I'm right, I should be able to get the credits to roll. I've noticed if I press the button twice, that seems to do it. So let us send. Yep, send it again. Looks like it's doing it. Yep, that looks like it's doing it.